We are going to talk about a movie.
This is gonna be a disaster.
It was one of the best movies of the year.
It's gonna go so well. Probably one of the last movies I would ever want to see in a theater. What is going on, everybody? Taylor here, and today I'm going to be talking about Hotel Mumbai. This is going to be a non-spoiler review. I don't know how many of you guys have heard about this movie, but for those of you who maybe aren't familiar, it is a thriller kind of movie that is about the Mumbai attacks in 2008 that took place at the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel in India. There were other attacks that happened at the same time, but the movie primarily focuses on this one in particular. It has Dev Patel, Armie Hammer, and Jason Isaacs. Those were the names in the movie that I recognized, and the faces in the trailer that I recognized. That really helped me kind of attach to the cast, but the entire cast in this movie does an absolutely fantastic job. You can all really feel the stakes and the tension from all of their performances, which is fantastic. I do want to say that this movie is very, very intense. It was difficult to watch at points, for sure. It doesn't pull any punches in terms of the violence, in terms of the chaos, in terms of the stakes and how serious everything really is. There were so many moments when my partner and I were sitting there in the theater holding our breath and kind of squirming in our seats and really on the edge of our seat, not knowing what was going to happen and feeling afraid of what was going to happen to a lot of these people, because it handles the thriller element of this movie so well, which really drives the pacing of the movie, the tone of the movie, how invested that you actually get into it. And it's a lot more intense than I was expecting, but I loved it because it doesn't let you hide at all from the fact that this was a very gruesome attack that took a lot of lives, left a lot of people injured and traumatized. And for me, it was an experience that was difficult to watch just because it feels very real and very genuine in its portrayal. It doesn't really feel like they're sugarcoating any of it, and that's fantastic. But once again, there are parts of it where I just felt like I wanted to not look at the screen and like I needed to hold my breath, because you could feel it. You could feel the fear that I personally had, at least, for these characters and for what was happening. And I think that the cinematography of this movie was handled very well. The way that it was shot was great for a story like this. And there's a lot that they do in terms of presenting the entire situation to you that really raises the stakes for the movie and really makes you understand just how tragic and how dire and how helpless this situation really was when it was happening. And just, there were points where I was like frustrated, not with the movie itself, but with the things that were happening, and so many of the things that felt like could have been prevented. And I think that is a nod to, once again, how great the storytelling is, where it really makes you understand the situation and the stakes, and really makes you feel like you have stakes in it even though you don't. So I would highly recommend checking this out. Like I said, I would just go in knowing that it can be very intense, and just kind of know yourself and know your ability to handle movies like this. I enjoyed it, even though there were moments where I was basically having a heart attack. But I'd also like to say, if you don't know a ton about the movie, I would watch the trailer maybe, and that's about it. I think, to me, the experience was very special because I didn't know anything about it other than watching a trailer, and that was just enough to get me interested and not really show me a lot of the story other than the fact that, you know, it was a terrorist attack that took place at this hotel, and that it was going to be a big part of it is the story of the people who are inside, kind of dealing with that. So Have you guys heard of this movie? Please leave your thoughts in the comments if you are interested in it, if you knew anything about it, if you enjoy movies that kind of have this thriller element that are mixed in with stories based on things that have happened in our world. I just want to hear from you guys because I don't even really know anyone else who has seen this movie at this point, but if you're planning on seeing it, please let me know. As always, my link to my Letterboxd is down in the description if you want to see what I rated this movie and what other movies I've been watching. All my links to my other social media accounts are down there as well. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed your time here, and as always, I will see you all next time.